talking about partying, talking about just living it up overseas and whatnot. Although you're not as fat as I assumed you would be.
I worked out pretty hard.
Yeah.
And I was at a caloric deficit even when I was eating gluttonous things like chicken goulash pizza.
So the Ace Perry, people can't see my air quotes with the word gay, gym.
Yeah.
Was that the sole responsibility for keeping you in shape?
I enjoyed the Ace Perry gym a lot. It was good, but I was only there for a day. But I did hit up several other gyms. Oh, by the way, my diet did mostly consist of Aldi's, like buying cheap stuff at Aldi's.
They have Aldi's there?
Yes, it's a German thing.
Well, sure.
So you should totally support Aldi from America. Like if you can go to Aldi, you should totally go there. And actually, most grocery stores there are very similar to Aldi because they don't give you bags, or charge you extra for bags.
New Aldi or old Aldi? Have you been in the revamped Aldi?
I've been to one in the States except for the caramel one in the last month or two.
Bruh, Noblesville Aldi now trumps caramel Aldi.
Really?
Oh man, it is so
check it out.
It's legit.
Well, there's probably a vast array of new and old Aldis in Germany, but they're also in Austria. Where else did I go? I went to a bunch of places, didn't I? Hungary, there were Aldis. Yeah, Aldis are great, man.
I'm going to be honest, attacking your weight and making jokes about your diet probably painted me into this corner, but really this was a setup to mock you going to the Ace Perry gym again.
Yeah, that's fine. It was very non-heterosexual gym. Yeah.
Right. Well, I don't mean that offensive. It was definitely marketed toward not straight males.
I told Ace about this gym, and I think Ace could make a lot of money selling photos of him, just like the ad from Temple Fit Gym.
Why doesn't he just get a franchise? Bring it to the States.
That would be pretty funny. Perry Fit.
Dude.
Perry Fit Gym. But I did crush the gym in several other places, Pete, if that's what you're curious about here.
I'm a little curious.
Yeah. So, for instance, the best place that I got to crush the gym...
Planet Fitness?
The best place that I got to crush the gym...
Anytime?
They didn't have actually any times in Germany or Hungary. I was real disappointed.
Oh, they're an LA fitness country.
There weren't any in Denmark either. I didn't make it to any Anytime Fitness on this trip.
Lifetime?
No.
Cardinal?
Yeah, there were like 3 of those in Munich.
No, there weren't. I thought Cardinal was bankrupt.
Yeah, they were. There weren't any. Yeah.
Why are you messing with me, man?
That would have been cool though, right?
I agree.
But yeah, no, there weren't.
But that was also my last gym, other than Jimmy's, but I'm pretty sure that's only sister.
Anytime Fitness are a lot of places, and there are Gold's gyms in a lot of big cities.
Oh, that's true.
But there's not one around here that's convenient to use.
Is there even one around here?
Yeah, it's on the east side. I went there once, and it was really cool, and it was reasonably priced, but it's so far away. It's not like I'd ever make it.
Right, because you're unmotivated.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm not really that dedicated to the lifestyle.
I suppose I'll let you name the gym now. Quit being a turd.
Yeah, I'll come back to that later anyway. So, but I got started my trip in Munich, and that was really sweet. A couple days in Munich, but then I went ahead and took a bus down to Nuremberg, which was a part of the trip I was most excited about was going down to Nuremberg. Obviously,
because of their beaches.
Yeah, because the waters.
Like what's in Nuremberg?
Homies.
Homelies? Ugly
Homies.
people?
My friends are in Nuremberg, Pete. That's what I was most excited about. Actually, a good part of this trip spawned legit just from my friends saying, hey, you should come stay with us. And then I had so much fun wrestling in Germany last trip. I just want to wrestle in Nuremberg, Germany again for this company. So this is where a good amount of the trip planning here even came from.
Well, and just so you people know, here's the thing about Jake. He's not one of those guys you say, oh, hey, we should do lunch sometime because you're in Colorado and you'll never come out, so you get to feel good about yourself. Jake will show up in Colorado
I'll do
for
it.
lunch.
Yeah, I've done it. Yeah, I've done that stuff before. I've actually randomly gone to Colorado a few times. Yeah.
Yeah, just so you know, that's the thing.
Yeah, don't invite me. If you offer to give me a place to stay, you better mean it, because I'll take you up on it.
I will book a plane trip. I'll get a passport. I will be there.
I'm very worried about being too intrusive, but I actually come off, I guess, like I don't even live at your place while I'm there.
Very sneaky.
But yeah, you should totally offer me a place and I'll come stay. I'll find a show around there to help me fit the bill. I made friends with 2 new people in Austria that were from San Francisco, and you better believe that I'm going to go wrestle in San Francisco now and I'm going to crash with them.
Especially after training at the Ace Perry gym.
I mean, I need to look a lot more temple fit before I can go to some of these places.
That should be
a lot more temple ripped.
That should be an industry term, temple fit.
Temple fit.
What's his image? Oh, he's very temple fit.
Very temple fit. His body is a temple, a big gay temple.
The old temple fit.
So a big part of this trip came from, I made some friends when I was in Nuremberg last year, right? Actually, one of them, Felix, he showed me around Munich, which was super cool. And then I went to stay with my friends Steffi and Chris, TKO.
So what is TKO?
TKO is Chris's former character, where he was like a German thug kind of TKO. But he's not TKO anymore. He's Hector now. So you should follow him at Hector_Invictus.
Is he now also Hispanic?
No, that's just like, I guess it works as a powerful German name too. Like Hector. Not like Hector.
With the trill.
With a trilled R, because I can't trill my R's. So, boom, go down to Nuremberg, meet up with Chris, who we weren't super tight by any means, but then like we got the chance to really bond on this trip. So Nuremberg to me was pretty much just 3 days of regular everyday life, just staying with some friends. And I could really appreciate that because I've been in Nuremberg before. So it wasn't like I was worried about doing too many touristy things because I did all the touristy things last year. Like I already saw all the sites I wanted to see.
Was that the spot without the electricity?
No, that was Copenhagen. Yeah. Last time I stayed in Nuremberg, Ace was with me and we stayed in this hostel for a few days. And one of the nights they messed up and they like double booked us in a bed, and we didn't get a bed and we had to sleep on the floor. And that was fine, whatever. But yeah, we stayed in a hostel last time we were there. And Nuremberg only had 2 hostels to choose from, so that tells you it's a small city. So you can really see all of Nuremberg in pretty much a day.
How were the hostels rated?
They're like 8s. Yeah, they're pretty solid. We stayed at the second rated one out of the 2, but it was still like an 8 point something.
Because you didn't have the extra $7?
Yeah, it probably was like a $4 difference, actually. And maybe it was like a foot closer to the train station, because that's how I'll make my decision. Yeah. So, but I got to stay with my friends, Chris and Steffi. And we just got to do our like several day thing. They're also like the most gracious hosts ever. Like they kept trying to give me like energy drinks and make me coffee and make me food. And by the way, my dude Chris is a master chef, which I didn't even know, but he made us dinner. He made the best meatballs I've ever had.
So you greatly enjoyed his balls?
I loved them. I'd have them every night. No shame.
How does he present said balls? Is this like IKEA style?
Well, so Steffi actually was like, oh yeah, Chris is making meatballs tonight, and not to hype him up, but it's like my favorite food ever. So I was like, okay, cool. Not even gonna worry about it. And then later he's like, it's not, I'll make meatballs. And they were fantastic, Pete. I could have eaten so many.
Is it just meat on a plate with some sauce?
They were like baseball sized, and they were just, the texture was awesome. He told me his secret, but I can't say his secret. Also, if I tell you his secret, it's not enough to figure out the recipe. I actually told another friend of mine, and she was kind of pissed that I could only tell her the one secret ingredient.
What?
She listens.
Nice. Shout out. So really though, is it a plate with sauce? How are these presented?
Yeah, it was like, hey man, here's a bowl with 4 baseballs.
So do you like starch them up, throw them on bread, anything like that, or you just fork and?
Yeah, just forked it. Yeah, there's some sauce and some forkage. Yeah, it was a meatball, Pete.
Well, I know. I'm just here. Usually it's with a paschetti or something like that.
Yeah, we didn't need that. We had the balls. Grab life by the balls sometimes.
And then put them on your plate and eat them.
Yeah. We just did everyday life stuff and talked about everyday life stuff. And then we crushed the gym 3 consecutive days in a row.
Which one?
Fit One. That's the gym. Fit One is the largest hammer strength sponsored facility in the world, Pete. It's in Nuremberg, Germany. How crazy is that?
Not knowing enough about the old hammer, I really don't know how crazy that is.
Well, you've been to a gym, right?
Sure.
Yeah, they probably have hammer strength equipment.
They do.
Yeah. Well, this is the largest hammer strength facility in the world. It's 6 floors.
This is like the Mall of America of gyms.
It is. It's the fanciest gym I've ever been in. Granted, the floors aren't super long and they're kind of narrow, but they're 6 floors. On the bottom floor, there's like a 30 or 40 yard stretch of turf that's narrow, so you can do tire like flips and sled pushes and sprints. And then they had like pretty much a CrossFit, like the box rack gimmick there. And then one floor had all like free weights. Another had all certain machines. Another all certain machines. Another was like all platforms for like deadlifting and squatting.
How many Smith machines? That's how you know it's a good gym. If it has
Probably had like 5 Smith machines, man. Yeah, there are multiple of everything. It was great. And the gym looked great. It was my color scheme. It was black with neon green.
That is pretty dope.
Yeah. You could even buy flip-flops. Probably for the use in the shower. But they said fit one, and you could buy any type of swag you wanted. It was great.
Did you walk away with any flip-flops?
No, I thought about buying some, though, because I didn't take any flip-flops on my trip, and that's not super convenient when you're staying at hostels.
Right.
Because you're in and out of your room and stuff, and you want to wear those, and you should probably also wear some in the shower. I really dropped the ball. And they don't take up any space, and usually when I travel, I'll take a pair of sandals I've had for a while, so I just throw them away at the end of my trip.
That sounds very wasteful.
Yeah, but I buy them for $1 at Rue 21, so it's fine.
So you're not really that attached.
Yeah, it's cool. Like, you can't get that much use out of them, right? But I get more than you should.
So you got Swole at Fit One.
Yeah, so I went to Fit One. And just to tell you a little bit about Fit One, your little key fob is actually a wristband that looks like a Fitbit. It scans you in, and there's like a turnstile gimmick that you go in. You use it to lock and unlock your locker. You just choose one. It's computerized. You can use the sauna and the tanning with your little wrist scanner. And they don't have water fountains there. They have these machines. You scan your little wrist tag in, and then you put your shaker cup under there, and you can choose regular water or any of like 5 flavors of water, and you can get it with or without gas.
Wait a minute. Why would they offer that as an option? Everybody there wants gas.
People in Germany want to get big. Gas up, Pete.
Well, yeah. There shouldn't be an option without gas.
Yeah, exactly. But I got the gasless option because I don't like carbonated drinks.
Did you at least get a flavor?
Oh, yeah, man. Usually pineapple, but I got grape once.
Pineapple?
Yeah, I don't want an overwhelming flavor, you know?
But that's atypical. I'm thinking maybe you got a berry of some sort and a lemon and an orange. But pineapple?
I think they had those, yeah. But I got a pineapple. I got a grape. There's a red one. You know, it was good. But it's free. It's free. And it's like $30 a month for this badass gym.
It's $30 a month?
$30 a month.
And you get a sweet bracelet and the ability to buy sandals and gassy water.
Yeah, and most of the stuff is free.
That's dope.
I know, it's crazy. I don't know how they make money. Except for the fact that when Ace and I were there a year ago, we went in to try and get a day pass, and it was going to be 20 euros for a day pass.
That seemed steep. That's
an entire
excessive. Month nearly.
So I did not buy it. But this time, they had my friends have a wrestling trainee who works at the gym, so he pretty much had to just get me in for free somehow. So I don't know. I don't think he had to pay for it. Hopefully he just snuck me in. But like it was on him because pay his dues, you know.
Right. Hazing, we call that here.
Yeah, and at the gym, we got joined by another new friend, Marius.
Marius, eh?
Yeah, so just to sum up, Marius and Chris are super jacked.
They're like Euro painkillers?
Yes, exactly. They are ready to compete. They're that jacked. And they look that good, and they have that cool tattoos. These are 2 badass dudes to be lifting with, Pete.
Gas water.
I even got a few new 1-rep maxes on stuff just because I was trying to follow them. And I was like, well, I'm just going to go ahead and squat this bar. I don't know what weight is on it because it's in kilograms. And there's a bunch of weird sized plates that aren't normal because they have 20 kilogram plates, but then they also have 25 kilogram plates and 15s.
Look, metric is dumb. I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah, it's too easy in theory. But when I'm used to going by pounds, it does suck a little bit.
I agree.
But I put up a new 1-rep max on my squat because I was just trying to follow them and not be a little chump. And I did it.
Except you were probably wearing a belt, weren't you?
On the one heavy one, yeah, probably.
So you came off as a chump regardless, if we're being honest.
Nah, they respected me.
Did they?
Yeah, they respected me.
Were they wearing belts?
Yeah, on the heavy ones, they were wearing belts.
All right, whatever. I now respect them less. Like, I respect Russ Jones even a little more than I respect those guys, and that's saying something.
That's saying a lot. I hope he never hears it. So I got to bond with this new dude, Marius, who's really over at this big company in Germany, and we got to talk about life. And I thought everything, but not everything, because later I learned something else about Marius, and I'm upset he didn't tell me.
He kept secrets?
He kept a secret. Also, he was on Broken Skull Challenge, man. You know that thing I was almost on but wasn't? And that Damon was on, and I wasn't? Broken Skull Challenge, he was on it.
Well, you're pretty much on it by association. You should let that go. It's probably
2 of my buddies
fine.
want it. It's cool, whatever. I forgot about it. Doesn't bother me at all.
Obvi.
Yeah. So, and then also, oh, yeah, another time, I meant to mention this a second ago. When I was at their apartment at one point, Chris did make me coffee, and he handed me the mug, and he's like, yeah, just ignore the creepy mug. And then I looked at the mug, and it was a shirtless picture of him on the mug, and it said, "Happy birthday, TKO." And I was like, I was like, this is pretty cool. And he's like, yeah, fan made that for me, but I don't have my birthday on any of my social media.
Did it also come with like a vial of blood and a lock of hair?
Yeah, so he has no idea how this fan knew it was his birthday, but she made him a custom TKO mug. And you know what? I'm tempted to try and get a hold of her and get my own custom TKO mug.
Not a Jake Oman mug, but a TKO mug.
Good times. Yeah. So, and then also last year when we were over there, Ace and I had never seen TKO before, heard of him, and we were watching his match, and we thought he was tremendous, like great. So for last year, we've always joked about how good TKO is. So you better believe I took a picture on his balcony, on their balcony. I put my feet up on the balcony, and I was holding up the TKO coffee mug, and I snapped a picture of that, me loving life, and sent it to Ace Perry, being like, "Hey man, look what I'm doing." Not to rub it in.
Then he felt shame, disappointment, lots of things.
I wish Ace had been there.
No, I mean, but he knew. He felt.
Oh yeah, he felt that probably. Yeah. I was a little disappointed though. I wish he'd been there. So yeah, I got to bond with all my new homies, and then another girl worked out with us one day, and I tried to talk to her a few times, and it wasn't until the very end of the day I realized, like, oh, she doesn't speak any English. She's not just a rude person.
She's not just a jerk. She actually doesn't speak the language.
Yeah, doesn't speak a word. Because a lot of people in Nuremberg don't, just because it's not like a major finance city. Like, you don't really have to know English. It's cool. And I don't know German because I failed at Duolingo.
Well, look, if you're going to go over there, the least they could do is learn English.
Yeah, exactly. I'm famous. Oh, also, on Duolingo, I did look. They don't have Slovakian.
Why would they?
I mean, I figured they should, but they don't.
No, of course they don't. Because they're racist.
Choto.
Not sponsored, by the way.
A little bit. Yeah. So, yeah, Nuremberg was just me doing that thing. And then I did some other stuff too. I did laundry. That was cool. The woman helped me because I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah, maybe you should just focus on bonding with homies instead of talking about laundering your unmentionables.
Yeah, so, and then walked around. I still got to enjoy my time in the city. That was all cool. And tried to make some other friends when I was out and stuff. But yeah, just spending like 3 days with good friends was the perfect thing I needed on this trip. I travel a lot, and I don't get that. Like, sometimes I'll go to a place and I'll be there for a few days and I won't really meet people. But these are just like honest, genuine, humble, welcoming people.
When you say honest, they did sneak you into a gym.
I'm gonna say that it's because they're loyal. They're that good of friends. They didn't sneak me into the gym. They just thought it wasn't right that I would be constrained by the unfair restrictions imposed from this dictatorial gym establishment.
They thought you should be able to get in for free, whereas everyone else pays. No, I gotcha. Yeah,
social welfare system. Yeah, gym for everyone. That's what I'm going to run on one day.
Gym for everyone.
Yeah, I can run for the next presidential election, technically. Not 2020, but...
the one after that?
Yeah.
Gym for everyone.
Gym for everyone. Free gym for everyone. That actually is a good idea. Free gym for everyone would be a great idea, right? Like free basic gym, and then if you want to upgrade to a different gym, that's up to you.
Yeah, and if you want beach, talk to Hino.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, that was dope. But one of the super disappointing things about the trip was, later on I did find out a secret about my friend Marius, man. Last week, I got on social media.
I found out he was temple fit.
Oh, he's very temple fit, bro. You should see. He's jacked. So I got onto Instagram last week, and all of a sudden, he's blowing everything up with the release of his newest single. Marius is a German hip-hop artist that didn't even tell me. He didn't even know I'm JK47.
What?
And I didn't know he was Alani.
Yeah, but now that you know, you're going to get him on a guest track, though, right?
Yeah, we need Alani featuring JK47. I might get a hold of him and say, hey, dude, can I use some of your music for my entrance, or can you make me an entrance song? Because it's sick. Sick German rap. That's what I need to be coming out to.
Sick German rap. As the Omen or the 47?
Whatever. But I'd prefer a song that could use both.
It goes both ways, huh?
Yep, exactly.
Something nice and temple fit.
So I was a little disappointed that I didn't know that Marius was hip-hop artist. And then I could have asked him about all the German hip-hop, right? So like every time I go to these different countries, I try and find out more about hip-hop So I listen to a few German hip hop artists and a few Danish hip hop artists and a few French hip hop artists because I've been to all these places. I'm very famous. So like I need to know about all their hip hop because I love hip hop. I'm an entrepreneur.
What? Those two don't have to be related.
Connoisseur. That's what I meant.
Got you.
I'm a hip hop connoisseur. So we
both are French words. They're not important.
Yeah, pretty close. I mean, I know some French. I have an extensive history with the French. So, which I love France, by the way. It's great. I should go back.
I'm pretty famous.
Do you want to go?
I got nothing else.
My buddy Ron told me he'd get me booked in France anytime I want to work in France. And Ron goes through on his promises because he's a good homie. He got me booked in Hungary. Yeah, friendship. That's what this is about, bro. Friends. Real, genuine human interaction. Friends. So yeah, that was Nuremberg. Nuremberg was, it was great. Also, Marius at one point was like, oh, hey, man, we need to get a picture together. I was like, well, absolutely. We need a picture together, man. I'm all about taking the picture. If you haven't listened to the episode called Take the Picture, listen to it.
Jake is all about taking the picture. That's also factual.
Also about taking the picture. So I didn't have to ask him for the picture because he asked me for a picture. And then he took it and he's like, hold on, do another one. Let's switch sides. I need to get my chocolate side.
So he mooned you?
That's not what it means.
What else would that mean? Dude,
in Germany, if you know how we say, nah, it's got to be my good side. Mm-hmm. Like for me, it's got to be my right side. In Germany, they say my chocolate side.
What's funny is, as you say that, it appears you have a bit of a shiner on your left side. So maybe the right side is your good side. You take punches to the left side of your face.
I always get a shiner on my left side of my face. Funny enough, I didn't get this shiner in the gym. Or I didn't get this shiner wrestling. I got the shiner in the gym.
Oh, I was saying it's spousal abuse?
Story for another day. But I got this in the gym, unfortunately, because I go hard.
Yeah, kilograms and whatnot.
I go raw. Yeah, like 180 of them. Idiots. So, yeah, your chocolate side. Remember that. And then before I left, Chris, Sheffy, and I had all we could eat sushi to prepare me for what was supposed to be my glorious train ride to Vienna, 4 hours. But that didn't happen because I got on the train and then it made it like an hour and a half and then it stopped and then I had to wait on a curb for like 2 hours. And luckily this German professor translated what was going on to me. And then we had to wait and get on buses and I lost half a day in Vienna because of it.
Was it because you put on so much weight the train physically broke trying to pull you all the way to Vienna?
Listen, man, I feel real fluffy since I've been back. I'd prefer not to be shamed for it.
Look, no, it was sushi related. I'm sorry.
Yesterday started my no carbs. So by the time this episode airs, I will have not had carbs for like 10 days.
Oh, the withdrawals will be terrible.
Yeah, I've never had carb withdrawals, but I mean, I'll just have one BA cheat meal and I should be good, right?
I mean, if you think so. Once you start hallucinating, let me know.
Yeah, keto flu is a thing, like where you get flu-like symptoms because of lack of...
You're going to be dreaming of the cheese burglar. Just know this.
Yeah, I'll probably go down to Kuma's to break my carb fast.
Solid choice.
And I'll just destroy all the fries I can. One of my friends will be in town next week and really wants to go to Kuma's, so that might happen. Who knows?
Is it Hino?
No, it's not Hino. Apparently, I'm not a good enough friend to fly him over here.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, exactly. Hino is one of my best friends, and that's a human interaction I greatly appreciate, like my human interactions with Chris and Steffi and Marius, right? So, on that note, I do need to end this with a more somber note about human interactions and how, like, legitimate and genuine they are. And, like, that's pretty much the reason I do travel is because I want those genuine, awesome human interactions. And like I said, you can tell this from the Take the Picture episode and the Take the Picture conversation, which I had recently, and you should listen to if you haven't. A few days ago, I was telling my friend Ace about these stories from the trip, and at the end of it, he said the coolest thing to me, which was the most exciting part of listening to you tell your stories, man, is just hearing that you had this many great interactions with all of these human beings. And then we had that conversation about how life is just all about these genuine, awesome human interactions, and we need to be appreciative of it. And we put ourselves in positions where we meet people and we learn their story, and it really just will like open up our own world. Then the next morning, I woke up and I flipped open Instagram, and there was a picture, like a rest in peace picture of the promoter from the show in Hungary that I had just wrestled for. So this fellow, his name is Kent, at least that's what he goes by and what I knew him as, worked his ass off to help me get to Budapest for this show, just because my friend Ron, who I had a genuine human interaction with 7 months ago in Scotland, told him, hey, you need to use this guy. You need to use Jake. So Kent said, yeah. And he like bent over backwards to help me get to Budapest and to help me wrestle. And he gave me extra money to like cover my hostel and place to stay. And he single-handedly arranged for me a ride with some Hungarian wrestlers who were in Austria. And then we talked at the show, and afterward he was super appreciative that I got to come be a part. And so this super awesome guy who I would have thought I'd never met in a million years was a super impactful person to me, and super influential, even though I only knew him for one day in person and for 5-6 weeks, like talking every couple days online. And then all of a sudden at 36, he's just gone. And that sucks. So I just want to take a second to shout out that awesome human being and say, I dropped the ball, man. Like I didn't get the picture with Kent. And I really should have. I assumed, I'll be back. Luckily I don't necessarily need the physical picture. It's not the biggest deal in the world or anything like that. But, just one random human interaction like that can go so far. And, I'm sure on some little level that I impacted him as well. And that's just really awesome. So I just want to reiterate the thing I've said a lot before, which is just meet people and talk to people and get to know them and let them know you appreciate them and take the picture, man. And I'll stop rambling now.
He's the guy who arranged the Mr. Chicken ride.
He did. Yeah, he hooked me up with a couple Austrian wrestlers who I guess were like bringing a van. But they I think they stooged off the responsibility of having to get me to some trainees. But Daniel and Marcus totally picked me up and introduced me to Mr. Chicken, and I bonded with them, right? And I actually talked to Daniel a little bit the other day too. Unfortunately, he was like, hey man, can you send me that picture you took of you, me, and Marcus? And I was like, sure. And then it turns out the picture accidentally cut out Daniel's face.
You did it on purpose.
He had a lot of stuff hanging from his car mirror, like his rearview mirror, and I accidentally cut out Daniel's face. So I didn't notice it though, because the sunlight was so bright that day. I had sunglasses on. I just snapped the pic because it was aimed at all three of us. So now Daniel and I have to hang out again at some point, hopefully.
With or without chicken?
I hope the chicken's there. I think I should have them bring it, and we'll throw that in the photo too. Yeah, so he arranged for that, and then he ended up giving me an extra 10,000 foreign bill at the end of the night, which was nice and unexpected. G's? 10,000, bro. Not that much in our money, but hey, it goes pretty far there in Hungary.
Probably go even farther in Bratislava.
A little bit, yeah, man. If you're going to go somewhere, go to Bratislava and then go to Budapest. But either way, you can get a bunch of cheap souvenirs at both of them, and great food, and great human beings. All right, so that sums up this week's at Off the Cliff Pod. I'm at Jake Oman 2012, and Pete is at Multimedia Hustle, and we will catch you next week.